Yes, so first of all I wanted to give some details where I'm in the fifth PC. These and all folders that I have in the fifth PC in the home drive. So once let me select it once again, and there in the tools I have libraries. So in the libraries either like a 40 nano or 32 or 90, the PDKs all are available in nodes at different technology nodes. Even TIG-FET 10 nanometer technology node also available. So these all libraries will be included in the library manager of your custom compiler, and how we add all the libraries and how we do the simulation, that's what we discuss right now. So before that I have to show the CSH file also. This is my CSH file. Open with editor, just me show you. So these and all like set environment variables. This is what custom compiler home and a wave view and a prime wave. These three tools we will be using to do complete simulation for any kind of circuit. And where a custom compiler I have to type to invoke my custom compiler tool. I feel difficulty with typing everything, so that I just give a name like cc1. This is the alias name, and this is my Ganesh and .csh file is the C shell script where to invoke the tool. I will be creating a new folder over here, G04. So in this one, where I am in this one, let me go through the comments also. Let me go into that drive where I am in tools, ls, cd. Yes, so where I have to enter into the G04 cd G04. Yes, let me clear this one. Clear. So now I'm in the G04. Now you can see that G04 that is empty as of now. So now what we do is we will be invoking the tool in from this drive. So that I have shown you the CSH file where it has the C shell script, so that I am trying to invoke it. Source, the folder where I have shown you, where in the tools, here I have file. So what I do is source, I have to give the path. If that the CSH file is there in the same folder in G04, I need not to give any path. But if it is not in the same path, that's why like I have to provide the path also, because like I'm invoking the butler.csh file from the another folder, another drive, so that I have to give the specific path. So the path is, it is there in the home drive in the tools folder, and the name of that csh file is the ganesh.csh. yes, now cc1 is the alias name to invoke the tool. Yes, this is how the tool will be opened. So now I'm in the G01 folder. Yes, you can see it over here. I'm in the G01 folder. So as of now that folder is empty. Now whatever the operations we do it, and how the particular folder and particular drive will be becoming like updated, right? We'll see that library manager. If you see that these all libraries are inbuilt, it will be added. What we do is like we'll see that which are like not having total permissions or something. So what we do is, if you go to the file and library definition editor, so there is already one file is included where it has all definitions over here. So what I do is I'll just delete that one. And I do the save. Yes, so once I open the tool from the particular drive, automatically library definition file will be created. So library definition file, if you open it, so nothing will be there in the definition file. No library is added as of now. So even you can see it here in the library definition editor also. This is the editor, the content what we have, the same content will be visible over there in the library.definition file. Now what we do is we'll be adding the libraries which are required to do the simulation. two options. There are two options. One is define, another one is include. So we have to remember once again, there are two options. Either you can use the define or include. There are two options. Let us use the define option, where we are going to define each and every library. So where I have shown already, where in the tools location, where in the libraries. So these all libraries which I have shown it before, right? We have all the libraries here. So now what we do is, there is a 2023 latest PDK. Let me open. So here sim libraries will be there, and there is a analog library, and all the libraries will be there. We have to define it one by one, right? So before that, what we do is library manager. Let me select, and I'll show you. I can show you there is nothing there in the navigator. So now what I do is I will be creating a new library, which is a user defined library. I will be giving a name of Ganesh, Gine. The today date is 04, right? So as of now, like, I'm not going to add any library because I don't have any library with us. So I'll keep it none now. So give it OK. Yes. So now I'll be creating a new cell over here. So what I do is I will be creating a new cell over here. So there is a name of the cell is, I will be creating a text cell. The cell type is the schematic. Type is schematic. A schematic editor will be opened automatically. This is how like a schematic editor will be opened, right? So let me save this one and let me close it. So whatever the text cell that we have created, that is the schematic file we have created, that is empty as of now. So now there is an option like you can use the I means like instance that any component, where you wanted to instance any component means that under the library only your library is there, no other libraries are available. That's why like we cannot take any component and you cannot do any connections, right? Any other component. So that's why what we do is, before you do the connections and before you do the circuit construction here, so we have to update the library manager. That updating the library manager will be possible with the library definition editor here. So what we do is, there I said like there will be a define option or include option we can use. So first of all, let us see like how we use the define option, where we are going to define all the libraries one by one which is available in the library folder, in the tools, in the library folder, in the latest PDK that we have just select it, and the sim library. If you select this one, there we can see that all the libraries, analog library is the one, and basic one, and simple sheets, all one by one like you can define. Just click on this one and choose this one. Automatically analog library is defined, and just save, just overwrite, give OK. So I can show you library definition editor once you open it. So as I said, yes, so as I said previously it was empty. Yes, it was empty. It was empty. Now after you define the first library, the analog library which we have defined, which is updated here. So that is the first step, where we have defined the analog library. So in that same way, there is an option we can use the define once again, and we can go to that particular folder again, tools, libraries, and the latest PDK, just open it, and there sim libraries, you open it once again, that basic library now we are going to define. So that is how like you can use the define option to define all the libraries. So now let me save it once again, and let me show you. Just let me close this one, right? I'll reopen it once again. Yes, so this is how it will be updated, right? So analog library, that is what we defined in the first step, and we are going with the basic library which is defined in the second step, right? After we define that each and every library, if you see that navigator over here, Yes, so previously I didn't save, so like it was closed. So now in the text file, right, in the text file, yes, so previously there was no option to include. Let me check once again. If I use that I bind key I, so I can see that there are two libraries are available. One is the analog library and the one is basic library, because like we have defined both. So once you go with the analog library, there is options like we can use that all the so you can use them like individually. Which one like you need, you can take it from the library. So that is the one option. Where to basic also there is a VDD you want, like you can take the VDD from the two libraries which we have. So now in the similar way, what I do is I will be adding the rest of the libraries also. Let me open definition editor once again, right? So this is what third library also we defined manually. Now what I do is I will be going with the same option, define, right? Define tools and libraries, and the PDK you select it, sim library, and you select like a sheets, and you select like a sample. So the rest of the libraries you can define it one by one. In the third step this one, and the fourth step this one. Instead of that, there will be another option, as I said, include. If you go with the include, where in the home folder, where in the tools, where in the libraries, where in the PDK, in the sim library. For all the libraries, definitions will be there in the library.diff. So now let me show you where we have in the library.diff. Yes, where in the library.diff, home, tools, libraries, the PDK, sim library. So library.diff is available there, so you can see that. Just open it. So in that library, how exactly, like we have seen that our library.diff file which is created in our drive, there in the particular library drive also there is a library definition file is there. So what we can do is that library.definition file which has that content of like each library definition is there, that library.diff file you can include here. So that is what we are trying to do it over here. So what I'm trying to do, I'm just going with the include option once again. So instead of like defining individual one, right, I'm going with the include option, where I am trying to include that whatever the definition file that I have. So sim library, where like a library.definition file which we have, that I'm going to include it, right? So when I'm trying to include that, if you elaborate that, the definition for each and every library all will come automatically, right? So now these two which I have defined individually, right, which are like defined with the define option, right, I don't need, because like this is already defined by the include option, right? So now let me remove this one, and again let me remove this one, right? So this is the one option. Either you can use the define, or you can use also a include, where you wanted to define the individual libraries, or you wanted to define a multiple libraries through the library definition files. You can add it here, right? So now what I can show you is the definition file we have, and include file also we have, right? Automatically it will be updated here. Like let me save this one, and refresh. So automatically we can see that the analog library which we have manually added through with the definition option, or basic also we included with the definition option, and now these two also included with the include option. So now this is how we can add the libraries. Now we'll go with the rest of the libraries also add. So now we will add the rest of the libraries also, right? We'll go with the define, and there in the tools, there in the libraries, there in the PDK. Now what I need is like the PDK which I have. So let me select this one, and PDK I have selected. So all the transistors previously, like we have VDD, ground, all the components we could include there, and now we wanted to include the transistors also. So to include the transistors, what I have is there is a options that individual transistors are there in the PDK, right? That PDK I will select it now, and I'll be going the option choose. So now there is a definition for 32 nanometer technology PDK that now I will be adding, save and refresh, so that library manager will be added with the PDK. So this PDK will be containing all the transistors. So each transistor will be a 32 nanometer length. So such kind of transistors we can add it over here through this option, right? So now I'll go with the schematic now. So previously when I press I could see the rest of the libraries. Now I can see that a PDK which is having all the transistors means like NMOS transistors, where I can select that NMOS transistor. I can invoke this and let me keep it on my schematic editor, right? So let me save, give OK. So now on my schematic where my transistor is, right, with the length of 30 nanometer added here. Now I just want other kind of transistors where like this transistor I get 32 nanometer technology. When I do the simulation, I can use this library, I can invoke this library. The similar way how like 32 nanometer technology PDK was added. So now we will be adding another one where I'll be going into the library. Now whatever the PDK is available, 14 nanometer technology PDK we have, so let me select it here. So the PDK which is having that all the transistors, N-FET transistors will be that PDK. Now just you select it and you use choose. So automatically there was like 32 nanometer technology PDK is what included, and the 14 nanometer technology PDK also included it. So now just again save it and refresh it, so that you can see that 14 nanometer technology and 32 nanometer technology, that both PDKs will be there in your library. So now once you want like this transistor, you can use that same transistor and you can do the circuit connections. If for suppose like you want another technology node where you wanted to do the connections, yes, do the connections with the 14 nanometer technology. So N-FET 14 nanometer technology you can take that transistor also. Yes, so you can remove this one and you can do the construction. You can do the connections with the 14 nanometer technology transistors also. Length is around 14 nanometer. This is the length is around 32 nanometer. So such kind of any technology transistors you can take it into the schematic editor and you can do the circuit construction, right? So in the similar way, when you want like other kind of, this is what FinFET transistor, this is what your CMOS transistor. Similarly, when you need TIG-FET, so there again like I go with the define option once again, and where again I go into the tools, where again I go into the libraries, where TIG-FET transistors I have that I have selected, and the TIG-FET transistors where all will be here. So now just I select that one, TIG-FET transistor, TIG-FET 10 nanometer technology. I just select it and choose it. So that is how refresh. Now I can show you meanwhile where library definition editor, where in our drive, every time in our drive where like we have start doing the project in G04, the library definition editor, like a library definition file, it will be updated. Let us show, right? These and all like libraries that we have added, either 32 nanometer technology and 14 nanometer technology and TIG 10 nanometer technology. All the libraries are added over here, which can show it over here, right? Let me close this one. Yes, so now when you need a schematic where you wanted to do the connections with the TIG-FET also, there is a possibility 10 nanometer technology, you select it, TIG-FET 3 transistors you select it, and you can keep the TIG-FET with a 3 independent gate, like one is DBG drain terminal towards the drain terminal 1 gate, towards the source terminal 1 gate, and there is a independent gate CG also available. Such kind of transistors also you can use it and to do the circuit construction. So that is how we can create any library, and what kind of transistor technology you need, you can define that and you can do the circuit design. So now in the similar way, what I wanted to do is just let me close it, save save, and let me close it. These and all libraries that I have, right? Let me close this one. Yes, let me close this one. So now the content, all the libraries we have added, the project also we have created, everything will be there in the G04. So now what I do is I wanted to help someone and I wanted to create another folder, and I wanted to give the same work to someone where like they also wanted to do their work. They wanted to do the construction of like circuit design, and they wanted to do in another folder G04. That is what the file that I have created. So let me create another file, G05. So G05, that will be the another file, another folder I will be creating for my friend, let us suppose. So what I do is I will be like adding all the libraries to him also. So for suppose if I invoke the tool from this folder, means where at G04 location I have to invoke the tool. If I invoke the tool from this folder, means library definition file will be created in the G04 itself. So now what I have to do is I have to exit from the folder, cd, and I have to go into G05 now. G05, I have to go into the G05, cd 05. Yes. So now in this folder, let me show you that here G05, in this folder nothing is there, so it is now empty. So what we do is now let us invoke the tool from this folder. TCSH, yes, source, because it is not there in the same drive, so that we have to give the path where home is the source and tools, and there we have my ganesh.csh file. So that we have to invoke, and cc1 alias name that we have to use to invoke the tool. So automatically tool will be invoked. Yes. So let me show you, the tool will be invoked. As of now nothing is there, library.definition file is not created yet. So now we'll see that what happening. Yes, so we will not work on this one. What we do is we'll go with the file and library definition editor, and whatever the library definition file is that we have, that just we delete it. Okay, and what we do is we help him where save and refresh, and nothing will be there. Now what we do is we will be creating a library for him, test2, let's suppose, library name that I wanted to prefer for him. So where it will be there in the same drive, let me give OK. So here what he will be doing is he will be creating a new schematics for him. So here he will be creating a new schematic. So new schematic with the name of text2 schematic type, and give it OK. So now this is the place, this is the schematic editor where he will be doing his design. The circuit design he will be doing in the G05 folder. I am doing my design in G04. He is doing his design in the G05. So now what he has to do is, so if we use like nothing will be there in the library. So whatever like we have done in the G04, he has to do the same thing in the G05 also. But there is another option that we have is what library definition manager that we have. Instead of like going with manually like defining each and every one individually, there is an option that we can take the help of like library definition manager that we have created for the G04. So now what I do is I will be open that library definition editor, like I will just browse that and already we have created a library definition file that we have created where we have it in the G04. this is the library.definition file which will be included with all the libraries. So now we will select that one and give open. So automatically save this one and refresh. Yes, so whatever the libraries that we have added for ourselves, so we can show you that same all libraries we can add it for him also. So where we can work in G04, even that person also he can work in the G05 also. So like that we can create like a multiple folders all parallelly, like they can do the simulation in all the folders, right, by taking one library.definition file as a reference. Like that the same library.definition file which is there in the G04, right, which is there in the G04. So this is what the library definition file, you can call this file for multiple times, so that whatever the libraries which you need it, the same libraries, like if you have 10 libraries which you do it for the first time, it is not required for like all the time, like you need not to create you need not to define all the libraries, right. So whatever the library.definition file that we have, that you can take it as reference and we can invoke that library.definition file for the multiple times.